Hello. In Psalm chapter 57 and verse 1, the psalmist prays this prayer. Have mercy on me, my God, have mercy on me, for in you I take refuge. I will take refuge in the shadow of your wings until the disaster has passed. I wonder if your experience of this season of pandemic has been at all like mine. I started out with the assumption, or the hope at least, that being locked down in my own home would allow me some extra time to rest, reflect, and be refreshed and revitalized. In reality, the demands on my time have been greater and more complex than expected. And the experience of relying on Zoom, WhatsApp, Skype, Facebook, email, and telephone for my contact with people has been very draining, to say the least. And on top of this, to having to master video production and editing, interpreting government guidelines and predicting social trends has piled pressure on top of pressure. So a few weeks ago, as soon as the close season ended, and the government allowed it, I went fishing again. I'm blessed with living very close to the River Avon in the South Worcestershire countryside. So I grabbed a rod, my folding chair, and a large umbrella. Well, it always rains when I go fishing. And I wandered down to the riverbank. Just being still in such a beautiful and tranquil setting really does restore my soul. And to top it all, after I'd been relaxing for a little while and cowering under my umbrella from the latest heavy downpour, I noticed a pair of swans come gliding up the middle of the river. Now, that isn't at all unusual where I fish. But what I hadn't ever spotted before was that there was a round grey smudge on the pure white back of one of the swans. And as they drew closer, I realised that that smudge was actually the head of a young cygnet that was sitting on its mother's back and shielding itself between her strong arched wings. It was the picture of serenity and safety, in spite of the turbulence that the thunderstorm was wreaking on the surface of the water. It was as if God had sent me a real-life portrayal of my own turbulence and reminding me that he wants me to rest in the shadow of his wings and allow him to do the hard work. Naturally, it got me searching scripture to find examples of that image. Now, not surprisingly, swans don't feature in the Bible, but we do read of eagles carrying their young on their wings, of how the owl cares for her young in the shadow of her wings, and of the way chickens gather their chicks under their wings. All of these images being used to speak of God's tender care and his loving protection. Indeed, even God himself is described in many scriptures, metaphorically, as having wings, under which he wants us to take refuge. And then I was led to scriptures that reminded me that God is my refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, that he wants me to be still and know that he is God, and that the work is his, and I need only to be still. Anyway, that's my excuse for catching no fish that day. But I hope this image blesses you as much as it blessed me, and I pray that you will know his peace and protection in these uncertain times as you put yourself safely under his wings. God bless you all.